Hey, welcome back to Don't Run with Scissors. I'm Kelly, your favorite Jeep driving lawyer, mom of twins, 4 crazy rescue dogs, and a rescued cat who likes to craft in her spare time, is making decisions about the rest of her life. Um, so yeah. So if you're new here, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button. It sends me a message, it boosts my serotonin and my self-esteem, and I could use those both. And if you are a returning friend, you already know the crazy you're in for, so grab your drink, sit on back, and let's have at it. Um, Forgive my almost 1,000 ducks that I have to tag this week on top of everything else, um, because we have Jeep show on Saturday, um, and then I have to go and I still have to make the labels and label the suckers that we're also going to be passing out, and I've got T-shirts going down, and yeah, there's just lots to do. On top of, I believe I have at least one trial this week. I should probably look now that we're talking about it. Um, yeah, I have at least. Well, okay, so we have one. Well, it's going to be a date where we go and we actually tell them we're going to trial because they're not going to offer me a plea, and I think it's ridiculous because they offered me a plea because we had a question and she couldn't answer the question because it was a substitute prosecutor. They withdrew our plea offer, and I think that's crappy. So there's my political statement of the day. Um, so, so I have to label ducks. We're making T-shirts. The tent is due in on Wednesday. We get to set up on Friday. The show is Saturday. Um, yeah, is a lot. What am I thinking? It's all going to be good. Um, so I don't know if I told you guys, I got a call back on the job to interview for. So I'm still waiting on my time slot to interview for the job in Wayne County. So fingers crossed, prayer said, all the things, please. So, I actually got quite a bit of stitching done in between because Thursday and Friday I had my mother for the most part, and I was sitting a lot with her, um, and handling that. And so I did actually get quite a bit. And then we have a stitchy group on Zoom on Thursday night. So, yeah. And the Paralympics started. And if you are not watching the Paralympics, you can stream them free on Peacock, I think. I think it's Peacock. Um, Prepared to just be blown away by the athleticism of these athletes. I am in awe, in absolute awe. It just it never ceases to boggle my brain. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I am absolutely blown away by them. And so, as many of you know, I am stitching the Paralympics. I didn't stitch during the Olympics. I couldn't get it in my, like, I wanted to and use Katie the Naptime Stitchers prompts. Um, Life happens, and that did not happen. So I am using those prompts, even though some of the sports aren't the same. I'm using the prompts now for the Paralympics. Um, so we've stitched the opening ceremonies, we've stitched the Parade of Nations, we've stitched the Olympic rings, we've stitched swimming is today. I haven't stitched yet today. I've been doing other stuff. And stuff. So you're going to see some of that. And hopefully you'll join us in stitching. And the hashtag is Stitch the Paralympics. There's no O in Paralympics. I have been corrected. I learned, and I love that. Like, we all know I love learning new things. So I learned that it's not Paralympics, it's Paralympics. There's no O. And the logos are slightly different. So the one was to stitch the Olympic rings, like one of the colors that are in the Olympic rings. And look, I'm not gonna stitch what you want. You don't necessarily have, like, you can pick one dedicated stitch. I think Janet said she was going to just pick one project that she was going to focus on during the Paralympics. I just think it's great. Just if you could use the Stitch the Paralympics, I love that we are getting more momentum and awareness about the Paralympics, or Paralympics. I love that and want to keep that momentum going, and whatever I can do to keep that going would be great. Um, we did get some mail. This one's a huge one. This was lost. This little tube was lost. This tube has been missing since June. And it showed up yesterday at my office. Even though it had said it had been delivered, it showed up yesterday. I mean, to the point where they went and got special permission to send me a new one to my house to avoid it getting, like, so that I still have it. What am I talking about? Can we just love this piece of paper? It's thick, but it's been in a tube, so I need to get it to lay flat, but I'm scared something's going to happen to it, and so I need to take it to the framer as soon as possible. Yeah, that is my admission certificate to the Supreme Court of the United States of America. I can actually go and practice in front of them now. There's also, I didn't realize that I get a totally separate bar number for SCOTUS. Like, I have my own, like, a totally different number. So weird. I did not know that that was a thing, because when I practiced in our local like in the eastern state of Michigan, I still put it in my state bar number. So I have now a SCOTUS bar number. So crazy. And like, there's a special gallery that like members of the SCOTUS bar get to sit in. That's like kind of closer. And there's a special library if I go to DC that I can go and use and stuff like that. So there are perks to this. Like, but this was a bucket list to get admitted and meet all the requirements and all of that. And so opening that up was huge. Was absolutely huge. I do have other stitchy mail, and we'll show that during that, because it's okay. My table is kind of a mess, and that's my agenda tomorrow. Okay, one of my purchases came in. It's from Stony Creek. This is one of the sales that's going on, and right now at Stony Creek, it's super cute. Okay, so here's what it's going to look like in total. Sorry, with the new camera, I'm a little discombobulated. Okay, so the candy shop came out. Oops. The candy shop came out. The next release is the pet shop. I think that's the pet shop. Yes. So what happens is, and right now would be like the prime time, I think, to buy it, because you can get them both for free through the weekend, but you just pay the shipping. You pay the shipping. Okay, I can do that. And because no patterns should travel alone, and and I was paying for shipping anyways. Not that I've started it. I got this from, it's a shepherd's bush pattern, and it's called Holy Night. I love nativities. I do this thing every year where like in the month of December, I do crazy nativities. The funniest part about it is some of the ones that I post, like depending on, I talk about this every year. I own some crazy looking nativities. Like, honestly, I have bobblehead nativity. I have the VeggieTales ones. I have the Snoopy one. I have the Precious Moments ones. I have the Little Tykes. I even have the extended Little Tykes. So yeah, so I love them. I just thought this was absolutely stunning. The person somebody stitched it is how I saw it. Did they use the call for? I think they must have done a conversion. And I didn't realize that I should have bought the buttons from Jabco. Okay. Live and learn. Okay, so I did that. The other thing is like last year, the Black Needle Society is doing their box. So the first pattern, or first section, has come out for the Magic School Bus. Magic School Bus and Miss Frizzle is this year's theme. I'm going to be honest with you. I love participating. I'm going to stitch it. Am I going to stitch it today? No. I kind of wanted it to be like Sesame Street or like Mr. Rogers or even Captain Kangaroo. Is that really old? I think that really dates me if I know who Captain Kangaroo is. But that's okay. Let's see. Well, okay, we're just going to get all the shopping out of the way. Okay, so then my order from Needle and Bones came in, and Tanya, I bought 2 bags during her sale. She does a fantastic job. So, of course, I got unicorns. I had to support Tanya. Do I need another bag? I need another bag like I need a hole in my head. And I already have some extras of those. But I wanted to support Tanya. And then the other one is freaking dinosaurs. I love dinosaurs. And it's tulip pink dinosaurs. I mean, they're fabulous. They're fabulous. This one is like my strawberry shortcake, where it's got the big bag up here, and then it's got the smaller vinyl front bag in here, so it's really enough to carry quite a few projects if you really wanted to, or one big periodic table. Okay, so let's talk about what I stitched. What else did I buy? I bought something else. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. Okay, so I worked on Quaker, traditional Quaker. This one, once I start working on it, I don't want to put it down. I love this so much. So I got, Lord have mercy, I got this chunk, actually quite a big chunk here, done. So I'm not sure if I'm going to finish the Morse code here and then the lines, or if I'm going to come over, why is this so hard today, and do the intake here. It goes like that so that it matches. We'll see. Time will tell. I don't know. But I love that, and I'm stitching it just on cream colored Ada. I think it's 18 count. Using Threadworks thread. Bradley's Balloons is the color. I say that every week, so I absolutely love that piece. That is going to be a Christmas present for my dear friend Emily. Quaker Frag. So I stitched that before the Paralympics started. So for the second day of the Paralympics, it was stitch on something periodic. Stitch on something patriotic. So I pulled out. I'm really trying to use whips that I already have going, rather than starting. Like, there's part of me that wants to start something new, but a bigger part of me wants to finish up more things that I have. So I pulled out the Quaker flag salve from the Vivsters and worked on that. And I got this whole motif done and started up on the one that goes here. I also, when I first pulled it out, my tablet was dead. So I started filling in the white, because as you guys know, I learned that they're supposed to be filled in. They're not supposed to be just open with the light blue showing behind them. So I don't know when or if this will come back out in the rotation. Hopefully it will. I think once I get a little bit, some of the other things going in my rotation, it used to be that I tried to get at least one of the squares done a week. I'm going to try and get back to that, but it's not going to be today. It's not going to be this week that I'm aware of. Okay. Okay, so then I also worked on by Primrose Cottage Stitches. It's the 4th of July rules, and I started this with my dear friend Stephanie. And my goal was to get the row of stars and the H done, and I did that. And again, this was before the Paralympics started. And I could have pulled this out for patriotic too, but since I already worked on it and met the goal, I tried to pull out something that I hadn't. So that's what I'm trying to do. It's like I have my regular ones that I always work on each week, and I'm trying to use the prompts to maybe pull something that I haven't grabbed in a little while. So that's super cool. So my goal this week is to at least do the word honor, because it looks kind of weird like that. Maybe do the word and honor. I actually like stitching the letters, so that it's finding time, like everything else. But that would be a good one to work on. Like it's usually my Monday night stitch. And with tomorrow being Labor Day here in the States, that might be a good one to work on tomorrow. Okay, so then it was. So the first night, what did I work on? What did I work on? Now that I'm thinking about this. Let me check the Instagrams. Oh, she's not out in my. Yes, she is. Okay. All right. So that was the second day. That was for the Parade of Nations. Yesterday was stitch the Olympic rings, or the Paralympic is like three. I almost want to say apostrophes. And they are red, blue, and green. So I struggled for some reason. I don't know why. My brain was blanking. And so I ended up pulling out. It's a stretch. Don't come at me. Don't come at me. It's a stretch. But what I pulled out was it's a WIPGO goal. And for some reason, I just keep bypassing working on it, which is stupid because it's also one that I really would like to get done this year in time to maybe turn it into a pillow for Bean's bed. And that is it's from 2021, maybe 2022. It's by Climbing Goats. It's the Wonders of the Solar System. Obviously, I worked here, and I actually completed the colors in that planet. But we've got some blue, we've got some greens. I'm going with it. I think tomorrow's prompt is stitch something round, and so I will pull this back out, I think, at this point. Okay. Oh, there's more. I mean, I got some good stitching in this week, and I'm real proud of that. Okay. Prepared. Okay, so for the first night, it was either a new start or something that you have started this year. Okay. So I pulled out Lady of the Flag. I did not pull out Lady of the Flag. What the? I pulled out Lady Justice. As you all know, it's by Mirabilia. I want to say you can still get her, but I could be wrong. She might be retired too. I'm doing a conversion on her because so I started this year when I noticed that I had been accepted. I mean, it was like all the things. I got the Pattern of the Day, our Ruth Bader Ginsburg passed. I got like in the mail. It literally arrived that day. And then I believe I started this when I got notice that I had gotten accepted to SCOTUS. So like this piece is going to be special, and she's going to hang in my office. And I have her upside down right now, but we're not going to judge because we're just going to flip the fabric. So I'm doing this on Picture This Plus Heroic. It's 32 count even weave maybe. Could be linen. It could be linen. I got a nice chunk of her dress down. Um, and I love her. I love her. And I'm loving the conversion. I so hopefully we'll see her again more this year still. Okay, so then Friday I was like a stitching machine. And Friday's prompt was stitch something related to summer. Okay. So I knew I needed to work on this piece. And I've been dragging my tail this in August. I'm working on it for some reason. I don't know why. And I asked my friend, hey, when was your parents' anniversary? On the off chance. And he said, I think it was August. Perfect. August is summer. That's summer related. No. Come to find out, the anniversary is in September, like the end of September. I'm still going with it. I was told originally it was August. We're going with it. What am I talking about? Kay and Dennis. Can we just... I got, in the last 2 weeks, I've put in over 2,000 stitches alone. This is the wine bottle that's on... This is the wine bottle that's like the start of it that's on the table. This is as far as it goes down. And we have met both all sides. So we know like the measurements. It's just there's still so much. So the goal is still to get this done for Christmas. So as many prompts as I can get this baby to fit into, we're going to use it. And we're going to hope that we have more days like Friday where I can throw in, Friday I stitched 1,200 stitches on it. And the week before I had gotten in like 800. So, yeah. Now I will say, knowing what I have on my plate, I don't know. Well, Bean's got an eye doctor's appointment on Friday, but then we're also setting up the tent on Friday, so I don't really know. And with being gone all day Saturday, I don't know what my stitching week is really going to look like. But that's all my stitching for the week. And there's no shame in my game. I don't feel bad. So, yeah. So, we'll see what this week comes. I haven't stitched today, like I said. And the prompt is something water related. And I have been going back and forth. But I think what I'm going... And I was like, I don't... Because, again, I'm not trying to start anything. And at first I was like, I don't have anything water related. Like, of all the things, like, water related. And I was like, yeah. And Julie said, I'm going to use the planet Sal because Mars has water on it. I was like, that's smart. Then I was like, okay, I could work on Wizard of Oz because we all know I want to work on that. Because I was like, but William says I'm really stretching it if I do that, because I was like, well, there's no really water in it, but they use water to kill the Wicked Witch of the West. So, or Wicked Witch of the East. So, that's how I'm tying it in. And William's like, yeah, that's really stretching it, Mom. And I was like, okay. So then I was like, I don't know. Maybe there's a water glass in Kay and Dennis. It's not. It's too wide. It's very clear. You can see their wine. Now, I do think that right there, that's a water glass. So I could do it. But then I was like, well, I could work on Bella's stocking again, because the whole stocking is basically an underwater scene with the turtle. But I could also work on the Deadly Aquarium from Lola Crow, which now all the parts are released. But I'm still back on the frame section. Don't judge me. So we'll see. And then again, tomorrow is something round. So I'll probably pull out the planet cell again, because I do need to catch up my Whip Go squares, or try to. I have the new Whip Go numbers are called, and that's what we need to talk about. So the one is the French horn, my son's French horn piece. So I'll need to pull that out, because I haven't worked on that all year. Like, I haven't touched it hardly at all. So the goal will be to put 1,000 stitches into that. But the other one is a viewer's pick. So we need a viewer's pick. So what do you guys want me to work on? It can be any whip. Any whip. And then that will mean 1,000 stitches into that whip. For me to be able to cross out that block. Now, I still need to work more on Monopoly. I know I'm behind on that one. And the Planet Sal. And then now we've got these two new ones. Now, I do know that on the Whip Go board, I'm one ahead in the respect that I have one of the squares crossed off that we haven't called yet. I wish I could find my Whip Go board, but, well, like life, I don't know quite where it is right now. If you only... So yeah, so let me know down below what your vote is to work on. It can be, like I said, it can be any piece that I already have started. That would be the only caveat. I don't want to start something new right now. I really don't. Like, I know I should, but no. I'd like to put 1,000. So, yeah. So let me know down below, and we'll go from there. So that's all I have. You know what this week is looking like. I will see you after the big Jeep event. Please pray that it goes well. Please, 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 please. And then hopefully we'll get our interview time slot soon. That would be fantastic to do. There's something else, but I don't remember what. I do. I have a big prayer request. I know I come to you guys every once in a while with a prayer request. This one is really serious. My bestie from undergrad lives on the other side of the state, so we don't get to see each other very often. And especially, which sucks, because I love her to death. She's like a sister. I mean, she was my maid of honor. I stood up in her wedding. She's my kid's godmother. Like, really and truly, she's one of one of the best people you will ever meet. And she's married, obviously, because I stood up at her wedding. They adopted a brother. Well, they adopted a little girl, a baby. They've actually now adopted twice, and their daughter is doing wonderfully. Their son is having some really big struggles, and they are trying their darndest. Just a lot of really extreme behaviors, especially for I mean, he's a little guy. I mean, we're talking, he's elementary school. Like, I think he's in second grade, first or second grade, and it's really weighing hard on her. So if we could just keep their family in your prayers, I would very much appreciate that. I'm going to make it a point after this weekend with the Jeep event. I'm going to make it a point to go over there and kind of, I mean, obviously I'm going to have to plan it just because I need to make sure that, kids are taken care of, and so, with her husband. But I want to, at least take her and just go have a girls' afternoon, or take her to lunch or whatever, and just kind of let her take a deep breath. Because when I can tell when I'm talking to her on the phone or when we're texting back and forth, you know how you can just tell when you love somebody and you just know like they haven't gotten to take a deep breath. And parenting is hard. And if anybody tells you that parenting isn't hard, they're a bad parent, as far as I'm concerned, because parenting is and I've done some really hard things in my life, but having kids and raising kids, and especially when you can't just fix something for them, that's one of the hardest things to go through. And so, yeah, so again, if we could just keep them in your prayers and thoughts and send well wishes, that would be great. So, yeah. The only caveat I will say, by the way, the only caveat I will say to the no new starts is if we started the 42 strong piece, that absolutely I would start. The other thing in September that I'm planning on starting is my self sampler. So if that's what you guys want me to count as my 1,000 stitches, that's fine too. So with that said, or maybe you guys want to just go off the rails and tell me to finally paint the wall and the cabinets. That would be fine too. I like my board doesn't necessarily have to be cross stitch. Maybe it's to sew something, because God knows I have enough stuff. Maybe it's to purge 100 things. Whatever it is that you want me to do for viewers' choice, let me know down below, and we'll be game. The other thing is I'm on day 24, I think, of biking every day for at least a half hour. And so far, my back is a little twingy, but it's not too bad. It's definitely manageable. It's one of those things, like, if I get in soon with the massage therapist, so I'm literally going to book one for next week now that I think about it. Because between that and then standing all day on Saturday, we're going to need some work on my lower back and hips. And so we're just going to stay on top of that kind of stuff so that we can put off doing any other medical procedures. For those of you who are following me on Instagram, my foot feels much better. I broke 2 toes and have an infection because there was a cut on the side of my foot. And with having very low immune system, I get infections, as you guys all know, super quick, super easy. So I'm back on antibiotics and stuff, and I'm feeling much better than I was. I mean, it was so bad I couldn't hardly stand on my foot. We're doing much better with that. So yeah, so that's all the fun. With that, I'm gonna let you go. I'm actually kind of enjoying these shorter videos. I know, like, it's kind of weird for me, but it's all good. So stop laughing, Kim. By the way, stop laughing, Kim. I know, because again, then I get started on another tangent. So remember, you are smart, you are beautiful, you are strong, you are cherished, you are wanted, you are needed, you are loved, and you are important. That feel free to reach out to me on Instagram at His Princess Kelly. Do all the things, and I will see you guys next week. Bye, y'all.